And recorded.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Decoding Your Superpowers
Hey,
with Teresa Lisum and my friend and fellow coach
Linda Karchner in the flesh.
in the flesh today. Yay! We don't have to just look at her image on a stick.
Yeah,
Welcome back, Linda.
thanks.
We're running late today. We had a great conversation just right before this with some other friends whew, great stuff. So we might keep it short today, but we wanted to jump on and share a little bit about a recent strengths result, report that I had with a client, and I just wanted to get Linda's input on it and see what we come up with. So we'll be sharing that here in a couple of seconds. We want to let you know that this person's report shows a really high, strong domain of executing. And Linda, if you want to share a little bit about what an executor is all about, I will get our
Someone
report
who is a
shared.
high executor is someone who does things and they want to make sure that things are done the right way. It's not just any old way, it's the right way, their right way. And each
Yeah.
executor might have a different opinion about what the right way is, but that's sort of the theme of their life, making sure things get done the right way. And if they see that someone else is doing the thing and taking care of business, then usually they're okay to let that person continue doing that. Not always, just depending on, what their other strengths are. But they want to make sure the thing gets done the right way.
And
And
the right way is defined by them.
yeah, exactly, defined by them. And
And if you have three strengths in a domain, that
mhm,
domain is important to you.
mhm,
And if you have four, it's more important. If you have five, it's more important. And you can see the pattern there.
yeah, yeah. Six
So,
or seven or eight is
yes.
obsessive.
So this individual has six in the executing domain. So she is a doer, 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 get her done,
Yep.
has to be precise, and we'll probably talk more about that.
Uh-huh.
And that she's all about taking action. I
Right.
mean, that is of utmost importance to her,
Right. Yeah.
more so than the relationship
Yeah.
between people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that that's not important. That's just
Mhm.
her focus is on getting things done with a process efficiently, be a productive end result in the way that she feels is the best way to get
Right.
that result. So I wanted to look at her report and kind of pull out some points that if she was taking her strengths into a job interview, how could she present herself as
Mhm.
being a valuable asset to that particular job, that particular career, that
So the
particular environment?
the first thing that I would tell this person, and because she has deliberative at 4, and I live with someone who has high deliberative, I'm especially sensitive to that strength because it's in my bottom 5. But there are positives to that. Deliberative, however, comes across as being nitpicky,
Mm,
critical. But one of the things that we need to talk about is the strength of that strength, the
yeah,
superpower of
yes.
that strength. And it is the person who can look at a situation and see what the obstacles are. So in a
Hmm.
job interview, you can hopefully kind of have a moment of some self-deprecating humor and say, sometimes people think that I'm critical or always focusing on the negative. But here's what is a strength about me. I can look at a situation or a team and I can see what the obstacles are. I can see what the pitfalls are. And that can save, depending on the setting, the company money
Hmm.
in the long term. Deal with relationships better in the long term, managing a team. So
Yeah.
that's like one of the first things that I would say, just in general, to look at what those individual strengths are and uh, see them for the positive that they are, even though they
Mhm.
sometimes come across as to other people being negative.
Right, right. And probably very serious.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Deliberative people are very serious about life,
Hmm.
but they're they're careful and full of care.
I like that. And they're going to weigh all the facts and
Yeah.
think about the possible issues.
Yeah.
And, before a decision is made, I would want a deliberative person there who can see all of those potentials,
Mhm.
is very proactive, and is going to save us money down the line, as you said,
Right. Right.
save us from hiring the wrong person
Hmm.
because they could see the overall picture and the little pieces that
Hmm.
might lead to something going wrong. So,
Hmm.
heck yeah, I would want a deliberative person in my
Right.
corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know I could trust them. They're going to be well informed, they're going to be practical, and I could trust their decisions and their
Hmm.
choices.
Hmm. And
Um,
you see with responsibility sitting there at number three, this is a person who, they see what can go wrong, but they also, if they have made a commitment to change something, they're going to do it.
right.
They're going to follow through on that.
And they're committed. They're if you they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. You can trust them. They can work independently without other people
Mhm.
micromanaging them.
Mhm.
You can
And
give
they
them a
may even chafe at being micromanaged.
right, right.
Like I said, I was going to do it.
Yes,
I'm doing
yes.
it.
If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can bet money on it.
Yeah.
I know when
And
I see a person of high responsibility, like I know
yeah.
if they say something, I can trust that it's gonna play itself out as they
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. And with focus at five, also same idea. And focus is a strength that is what it sounds like. They're a person who can put the blinders on, and see straight ahead. We've got a goal. Let's move toward that goal. Let's not turn to
Mhm.
the right or turn to the left. We're going to get to that goal.
Right.
And that can come across, I don't know what kind of job like this person might be wanting to apply for, but like deliberative, that can come across as being not caring.
Intense.
Yeah, intense.
Intense.
Yeah. So I'm going to cough again. So you
Oh,
talk.
yeah, go ahead. Do what you got to do. Take care of yourself. But a person with high focus can prioritize, can see the thing of importance and focus on that first. So they're again very practical. They like processes. They can narrow things down to specific steps. So here's the action, here's the end result.
Yeah.
We can narrow it down step by step, play by play to get to
Uh-huh.
that end result. So again, very practical minded.
Hmm.
But a person of high focus, high deliberative, high responsibility probably needs to remember to stop, breathe,
Right.
get recentered, take a break,
Uh-huh.
and give themselves some grace. I'm sure these types of
Right.
people are very hard on themselves with high expectations. That's
Right.
my
Oh,
story. I could be
definitely.
wrong about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. I understand what you're saying. Um, yeah, and with achiever high, again, it's someone who wants to get the things done. They set their goals for the day. And so they have to be open to people who are more relationship oriented and tempering the goal drivenness. And if you look there, this person has 3 strategic thinking strengths. So
Mhm.
they're, in their head a lot. They're not about the touchy-feely stuff that seems to be kind of the common appreciated values,
Mhm.
more so in our society.
Right.
So, going in, when you know this about yourself, you can communicate
Yes.
to whoever you're talking to. Even though I'm not really expressive with my emotions, I care.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like
And
that.
when I develop a bond with someone, um, you know, it's powerful. So that's
And,
go ahead and say what you were saying
well,
earlier about the teams and
yeah,
not
I was
just
going to
abandoning
say
people.
Relator at sitting at number one.
Yeah,
I talked about Relator last week. I will link that to this
yeah, that's a good idea.
episode because I was struggling with Relator at number one. Like, how do I figure out how this is an asset
Uh-huh,
that
uh-huh.
somebody could talk about and bring to the table in an interview? Because to me, a relator is a very private, personal,
Right.
small inner circle in their private relationships,
Hmm.
which it is her only relationship building strength.
Yeah,
But it's sitting right at number one.
yeah,
So this is really important to her. That
yeah.
that connection, that relationship is important to her, whether it's in personal or out in the outer world of work, job, the environment she's in. So that still is going to take a lot of precedence.
Hmm.
It's high energy for her.
Hmm.
So just to quickly share some of the things that I talked about in the last episode was this person's going to be very dependable. They're
Hmm.
very invested in the relationships. So long term. So they're going to want to be in a job situation where there's value attached to
Yeah.
relationships and connections and getting that depth
Hmm.
of getting to know each other and that depth of trust.
So
They're
not like a high
I
turnover,
was just going to say that.
superficial. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, some place where there's longevity.
Yes. So that this and coming into an interview and looking at a potential job, that is something to ask about, to inquire about,
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
so for herself, so she doesn't get into a position where there is that high turnover and
Yeah,
people are very superficial and they're not investing themselves in relationships. That's
right.
going to be stressful for her.
Hmm.
And so to know that going in, to kind of explore that potential job setting before
Hmm.
going into it with a yes and with a commitment. So you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you.
Absolutely.
And I
Yeah,
think sometimes people forget that.
right. And it's so funny. She is like so classic. Relator at number one and Woo at number 34.
Yeah, I know. I saw
So those are
that.
there are a few people that have them sort of close together. They're unique. It's rare, but like they are polar opposites for her. So she probably would not want to be like a salesperson where she has to go and meet new clients and form relationships, at the drop of a hat. And, she wants that long-term someone I can get to know and build a trust with over time.
Exactly. And within a team or a group,
Mhm.
she's going to want to have loyalty within that group
Mhm.
so that they got each other's back. They can trust each other. They know if their a job or task needs to be done, they know that other people within that group, that micro group will say, is going to be able to be trusted. So
Mhm.
even though that's very important in her personal relationships, I can see this manifesting and playing out in this bigger area.
Mhm.
And considering that when we're in a job setting, we're there. I don't know
Right.
how many hours it translates into in your lifetime, but 8
A
hours
lot.
a day, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Like you want to make sure you are happy and you're
Mhm.
comfortable and you're energized in a situation, not just where you're going to step into it and dislike it and be
Mhm.
unhappy and be stressed every single day because it's not in alignment with who you are.
Right. And you're not going to be as effective for whatever company or agency that you work for.
Right? You're not going to be your best.
Mm-mm.
So that's what I feel is so valuable and rich to understand this about ourselves
Hmm.
so that we can be more discerning in aligning ourselves with what we want and who we connect with and where we work and yeah, it's so powerful for that, I think.
I could almost see this person working in like a science field or something
Mm.
with like analytical learner strategic.
Yep,
Like
yep.
analytical looks at how things happen, the data. They're not about the emotions, they're about the facts. Learner,
Hmm.
absorbing information, strategic, like taking all that you learned and coming up with options for solving problems.
Lots of options.
Yeah, lots of options.
And that consistency,
Hmm.
that's maybe that's one we might have to explore more in depth sometime because
Hmm.
it's something that at one point was really high for me.
Oh,
Now
okay.
it has dropped out since I retook the assessment and it shuffled
Interesting.
itself a little bit. Um, I I can't see all of some of mine are cut off, but I think it's still somewhat high. It's
Hmm.
just outside the top
Hmm.
10. And so I guess I can't say I really have a full appreciation and understanding of that strength.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, it focuses on simple, fair
Hmm.
rules across the board for
Yep.
everybody, equal opportunity.
Yep. Consistent treatment across the
So,
board.
which would be great again in a work environment
Right. Yeah.
within
Oh,
a
yeah.
team. Everybody's expected to follow the same rules, the same protocols,
Hmm.
so that it's all equal among us, and
Right.
that's the expectation. And if everybody's doing their own thing,
Right. Right.
that's going to drive her nuts.
Right. It's like bedlam.
Yeah, exactly. And it probably would feel like that
Hmm.
in her head, like just the instability of it. And yeah, it could probably feel very overwhelming,
Hmm.
that consistency. So that's going to be an important one to make sure, again, she knows that about herself and watches for that.
Hmm. Yeah.
A ranger, I don't think you really talked about a
Yeah, we
ranger
didn't. Yeah.
taking all the parts and the
Hmm.
pieces. And I always see it as this person as a conductor, they're orchestrating all of the parts and pieces in the orchestra, and
Yeah.
they can see the overall big picture and they can make sure everything's running smoothly. And
Yeah.
if something's off, they can figure it out and
Hmm.
fix that one little piece that's off.
Right. Get that piece right back where it's supposed to be.
Exactly. So this is a beautiful lineup. I would definitely want to hire this person.
Yeah, me too.
I know I can trust them. I'm going to give them a
Yeah.
task. They're going to be able to do it. I don't have to hover over them.
No.
All of these strengths are working together in a beautiful tapestry of this dependable person that I don't have to worry about. Like their
Yeah.
work ethic is going to be really, really high.
Right. Right. Yeah. They will be a self-starter
Yeah, oh, good one. Good
and
word.
and a maintainer. They
Mm, I
they're
love
gonna go
that.
the long for the long haul.
Yeah. And
Yeah, definitely.
their relationships will be deep and
Hmm.
there's just going to be a lot of trust going on
Hmm.
and it's there this person's in it for the long term.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's what we all should be in
Right.
relationships for.
And And that is a rare commodity in
Mm-hmm.
today's
Yep.
workforce because, a generation now that they want to get paid every day and they may or may not show up.
That's a good point. I have heard that from
Yeah,
family members
yeah,
where they're at a at a job and somebody just didn't show up and they
yeah,
didn't call
yeah,
and they gave no indication
yeah.
that they weren't going to be there. And
Right,
sadly, when you're depending on all of the cogs, all of the pieces to
right.
be there to make it all work smoothly, if somebody doesn't feel that sense of responsibility or work ethic and they just decide, well, I woke up and I didn't feel like coming today.
Yeah.
Like that's not a good thing.
No.
That interferes with everybody else.
Right.
And with this particular person, you don't have to worry about that. And so lots of beautiful attributes and assets to bring to the table.
Hmm.
Um, in that just that high executor. Like I was telling you, Linda, before we started, I am not a high executor, so sometimes
Sure.
it's hard for me to understand, but
Hmm.
I still want friends and colleagues that are high.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Some of my best friends are high executors. Oh,
Yeah.
my husband is too.
And we can't be everything. So
No,
we all
no.
have our own strengths, our own superpowers that we bring to the table, we bring to the world, and we all fluidly and
Hmm.
harmoniously work together and
Hmm.
supply what the other person doesn't have.
Right, right.
And,
That's
and to be able to
that's the beauty
articulate
of the human condition.
that
We
is the
need
beauty.
each other.
Yes, we do. We definitely do. And we all have our unique superpowers to bring to the party. So,
Hmm.
and to be able to articulate what we bring is just even better, I think. So, so thank you so much, Linda. This was
That's
great.
fun.
We say this every time we look at somebody's report. We're like,
Yep.
oh my God, this person is fabulous.
Yeah.
They are so cool. And 100% of the time we see that. We see
Uh-huh.
the beauty in every single person just by looking at their
Mm.
assessment results, which was a third party pulled
Right.
those results together, and yet they are so on point. It's
Uh-huh.
just uncanny. It really is.
Right.
So thank you so much for being here
Yeah.
today and chatting about this
Yeah.
person's
And I
results.
guess we haven't mentioned this in this episode. We have in others. If you want to take the assessment that gives you that report, you go to Gallup.com and it's Clifton Strengths Assessment.
Yeah.
And
And-
it's about $60 plus tax.
Yeah.
And you do the full 34. It's so worth it. And then let us know and we'll help you unpack it.
Yes, we certainly will. Gallup gives you a really thorough
Hmm.
set pieces of information and reports, but there's a lot. There
There's
is
a
a lot.
lot.
It's almost
Yeah.
overwhelming.
Hmm.
So to have somebody like me and Linda to walk you through it and pull out the pieces that are most relevant initially, it's makes it so much easier.
Hmm.
So we would love to help anybody with that. If you have an old report that you haven't looked at for a while, you want to
Yeah.
bring out and dust off,
Blow the dust off it.
yes, we would love you to get that over to us.
Yeah.
And you can join us here as we look at your results, or we'll just do like what we did now and
Yeah.
we'll
We'll
just
just
do it
talk about
without
you.
you.
Yeah. All good things. All
All
good things.
good things. But yeah, connect with us, leave a comment.
Hmm.
Leave a comment with this episode. We'd love to hear your feedback and if any of these sound like you. Oh my gosh, thank
Right?
you. I thought you were going to interject something.
No.
Yep. Subscribe, share, comment, like. We would love to interact more with you. So
Hmm.
thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Yeah.
listening, everybody. Linda, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
And
That's
we'll
always
see
fun.
everybody the next time. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.